All right, so today's Unvarnished conversation is about why influence is a business EQ superpower, triumph or torture. So basically, this power rests on three pillars: content, structure, and delivery. So we see so many people, some people do have amazing ideas, but they fail miserably in delivering them. Some people have great ideas and they're natural, they light up the room whenever they get in, but their ideas are not organized. They lack structure. And some people are very good when they want to deliver an idea, but they don't have ideas if they have. So how do we develop? And we all know to communicate a good message, clear and good message. You need to combine all three: content, structure, and delivery. How do we do it? How do we develop all three pillars together? And in your own experience, what is the common weakness among these three pillars? Have you seen in leaders?
I don't know if I could identify a common weakness. You've given a very good overview of the subject, but different people have different areas where they excel, as you have already alluded. Some people may have just brilliant ideas, but having great ideas is not enough. You need to clarify, you need to simplify, you need to polish. And creating that clarity of thinking is absolutely essential, because you can't even begin to structure the ideas until you have really a clear direction. And that means, why am I talking to these people? If you don't know why, you can't even begin to clarify an idea. And people may underestimate the complexity of that. Who am I speaking to? Why am I speaking to them? And what am I expecting to achieve? And therefore, there's a lot of thought that goes into, what do they already know? Where shall I begin? Do they need background? Could they understand the language that I'm going to use in terms of complexity and sophistication? Is my audience university educated or not? There are so many questions to ask, but really and truly, fundamentally, who am I speaking to? Why am I speaking to them? And what is it that I want to achieve? Once you answer those questions, you can then begin to clarify what it is that must be said in terms of content. Now, people think that, whoa, once I have some great ideas, that's going to fix everything. And it doesn't, because they may be able to get attention for the first few minutes, seconds, and then people lose the thread of the presentation or the speech, and they go get a cup of coffee.
Right.
Because they're disengaged, they no longer understand where the journey is supposed to take them. So you will lose your brilliant content if you don't have an amazingly well-organized structure and flow of ideas. And the flow of ideas, I love to compare that to a beautiful necklace where you have exquisite beads all connected together. And how do I connect them? You see the beads, but what you don't see is the string or the wire that connects them together. You just see a beautiful necklace, and that's what structure does.
Mm-hmm.
Structure puts together those gems, those wonderful thoughts you have, into a shape and a flow that makes it not only easy for people to follow your ideas, but intrigues them and keeps them, because it holds attention. And the secret of holding attention is extraordinary structure, which is invisible, just like the wire or the thread that holds the necklace together is not visible. You just see the beautiful necklace.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the third part, which is delivery. If you have this exquisite necklace and you put it on with an inappropriate piece of clothing with a high collar that hides the necklace and nobody can see it, but what's the point? If you have invested time and effort in clarifying your thoughts and shaping them into some really good content, and you have organized them and put them together with proper structure, cohesion, transitions, all the things that help people to stay with you, you need to deliver it. You need to be like an actor on stage and a really good actor delivering it. The delivery is a performance. And that means you're going to be using, your body and your voice and your energy and your emotions to present to the audience in such a way that they leave not only with clarity of your thoughts, with a wonderful experience because they weren't bored, time flew by, and they feel that they have had a really great experience because it was also entertaining and unforgettable. And that's why in the title we say, is it something that is a treasure or a torture? What is it? What is it that you're delivering? And
that's how people say, oh, that actress made a statement. So when you're using that analogy, so how do people make a statement, a memorable and impactful message? Is that when they have their content structure and delivery all coherent together? That's how they make a statement.
Absolutely. That's how you make the statement, and then you have a terrific impact. Or it's absolute torture for people who have to stay in the room, either because they're in the front row or because they were invited or because it would be politically incorrect for them to walk out, but they would walk out in a heartbeat if they could.